To handle edge cases in your frontend, NoCodeXpress allows you to use low coding with JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. It also allows you to import any third-party JavaScript library. To show how low coding is used in the frontend, let's create a markdown editor using a JavaScript library showdown. Let's copy the URL and import the script. Under frontend app, under scripts, you can import any URL from any third-party library. Let's create a layout to display our markdown editor. Let's add a text box to display the HTML text. Let's make it a text area and increase the number of rows. Let's add a button to convert the HTML to markdown. Let's change the caption to convert markdown to HTML. Adjust the margin a little bit and change it to a primary button. And we have a special control in NoCodeXpress called HTML block. What it does is that it can show raw HTML data. Now we need to create two state variables, one to hold the markdown and the other to display the HTML text. Let's bind the state variables to the controls. And now we need to create a JavaScript block with low coding to convert the markdown using the showdown library. Let's create a blank native block and call it fast markdown. Let me copy paste a code snippet that I have already written. So what it does is that it gets showdown to display the text, and it uses a parameter called raw markdown. Now let's add an event to the button to convert the HTML text to markdown. Now we need to get the state variable as an input to the custom block. Let's get that variable and assign that to a variable called markdown data. Let's select the variable and let's bind the output of that block to the state variable HTML text. Let's run this application to see the result. I'm actually using a markdown from another sample site. Let's copy paste and run it. As you can see, it is displayed here. So you can also create custom HTML blocks for the UI. Let's call it title component. We will just add a title here. Put markdown text, and you can scroll down and you can drag and drop that to your UI. And you can also create your custom CSS classes to style your app. Let's create a very simple rule. Now we need to import the document in runtime so that the CSS will be rendered. And now let's run the application to test it. So as you can see here, the CSS rules are also applied, and that's how we use low coding